Won't be streamed or anything.
I was already playing a minute.
I love you. Mic check, mic check. Okay, looks like we're good to go, and we'll get this one started with the podcast. And let me just turn on my camera, turn that off, and good afternoon, happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy Sunday, everyone.
I hope everyone has missed us as much as I missed you guys. I'm so sorry. My life is crazy right now. We got a new schedule. We got actually a lot of news coming today at the end today. So make sure you guys kind of hang around. We're gonna be doing 3 hours instead of just our typical hour and a half, just to kind of mix it up a little bit until I can get back to a weekly schedule at some way somehow. If it's not live, it could be offline. We're still trying to figure that out, but for now I gotta focus on my work and other things. But today, for the Windows XP's podcast, we will be discussing, as this title has said, E3, the League Championship Series, SWOTOR, and a couple other things. Apparently, I have a live reaction to do here.
You do.
So we're going to... Let me move some stuff around right quick. Let me go into here, click the link here. It's gonna open up. We're gonna mute that. We're gonna actually switch over to this. Sorry, I'm terrible at all of this.
It's all right.
We're gonna hit a different screen here. Get back over to this. Okay, so apparently,
Yeah.
Stranger of Paradise. You take it away, Angie.
Yeah. Apparently, so our good friend Pound of Flesh, basically, immediately upon me waking up about an hour ago, said, "Have you seen the Stranger of Paradise trailer?" And I'm like, I just woke up. The what? And he said, "You have to see this." Square Enix put out a trailer at E3, and yeah, it's a Final Fantasy game, and they kind of um, they kind of put it out to Koei or Toei, and yeah, it's something. So I wanted to get your live reaction to this. Um, the internet's all abuzz about it. Yes.
Oh, geez. All right, so we'll just go to scene real quick. Sorry, ignore my overlays, y'all. They're messed up. So you'll be able to see my live reaction here for the sake of Angie being happy. Let's do this. I'm turning it up all the way. It's probably gonna be too loud.
here to kill chaos. That's my mission. Looks like chaos has been waiting for us.
You gonna make us go in there and find you?
Guess we'll just show ourselves in.
I only know one thing. I want to kill chaos. I need to. It's not a hope or a dream. It's like a hunger. Thirst.
Move aside!
Oh, shit.
You're dust!
Okay.
You sure chaos is here?
Yeah, they can only squash monsters for so long. I hate doing
There we
pest
go.
control.
This is the Shrine of Chaos. He's here. We just have to hunt him down.
Feel the pain!
Oh, it looks so good.
Darkness is so thick I can taste it. This is it. No doubt.
Die already!
There was a knight who left on the same journey as you, but never returned. His name was Garland. If you
Oh,
could,
shit.
I would be
Oh,
grateful
shit.
if you looked for him.
It's Garland. Okay.
Chaos.
Oh, this is awesome.
I'll crush you! Know when you're beaten!
You're listening to the dialogue,
And
right?
who are
Yeah.
you? We're here to kill chaos.
The prophecy's very own warriors of light.
Real.
He always wore such splendid armor, with a helmet that was terrifying to behold.
It's Garland.
No. I become chaos.
That is awesome.
I think we have to rescue Preston back from 2003.
Oh my lord. Okay. All right. I'll let you all know here. So, friends.
This video is sponsored by
friends
Infinite
know it,
Lagrange, a sci-fi
right?
grand space simulation game that
Oh,
is
shut up.
currently out on both mobile and PC. This game allows you to pilot an entire fleet of
Why
starships
is
in
it
a
still
360
going?
degree.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know.
There we go. Found it. Okay. So, the first Final Fantasy I ever played was Final Fantasy VII. Right. I
Right.
played it with the multiple discs, everything. We played it on my PlayStation 2 at the time. Next to the Cars video game. You know, those are my two first real video games I remember playing besides Jet Force Gemini on the N64. But Angie knows I refer to Garland as one of the best antagonists ever because he's a fallen knight. Like, he was a good guy. He was a good guy who was corrupted. He was a fallen knight. Almost started the fucking trope itself. You know, because it was such a big thing when you learn that when you defeat Garland, you don't actually defeat him. You defeat him, and you learn that he was a good guy. I know the lore, and so if I'm sorry, this is gonna be kind of spoilers. You're not gonna win that fight in the game. There's no way you do because
Right,
Garland kills the original Warriors of Light. He slaughters them. That's why you get someone, that's why you get, you know, the originally named Warrior of Light who comes through and finally defeats him. These original three, I don't remember anything about them in lore. I just know that he originally defeated those who tried to kill him, who sought him out and tried to kill him. So it'd be really interesting to see these events that happened way before the events of the first Final Fantasy play out in 2022. I can't wait that long. I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to buy a PlayStation 5 just to play the demo. That is awesome. That was so awesome. The musical numbers for Final Fantasy are always amazing. I am suspicious of what Koei is going to do, but I'm excited because it's nostalgic as fuck. That is nostalgia. Just it's exciting.
I think we had wildly different reactions. Because
It was cool.
I heard the dialogue and I'm like, I'm here to kill chaos. Chaos is going to die. I'm going to kill chaos.
Oh no, that's
Chaos
cringy.
is-
That's stupid.
Yeah,
That's
it's-
stupid as shit. But
yeah.
but as I'm a lore nerd, I could look past that. I mean, I play the original
Okay,
Resident Evil
okay.
games. I could look past
Well,
dialogue.
case in point, yeah.
I could look past it. You know, but we found Shadow the Hedgehog's human Sona. Okay. But honestly, that's kind of a interesting. I'm actually going to use that as a way to segue into E3 as well. But I'm going to make these final points
Okay.
about that trailer. It is really cool because Garland is a very interesting character as is. Again, the whole Chaos is going to die. We're here to kill Chaos. Warriors of Light, Chaos. You know, it's stupid. But it's coming out in 2022. They probably found some filler dialogue. I'm not gonna lie. They probably did a lot of filler dialogue there. I mean, normally I'm super critical of this kind of stuff, but it's Koei.
The thing is, the writer is the guy behind certain scenarios in Final Fantasy VII Remake. They were behind Final Fantasy X. They were behind uh, just a whole bunch of just amazing writing, and some Kingdom Hearts stuff. And yeah, it's just like, you did all this amazing stuff, and then we're here to kill chaos.
We're here to kill Chaos. Well, okay, so if we want to do a quick little breakdown real quick, at this point in time, if you guys remember the Dissidia games at all, a writer of 7 and 8, good chunk of Kingdom Hearts, wrote the lyrics to Liberty Fatale. What the fuck is he doing then? Chaos. He's an
How
agent of
drunk
chaos.
did they get him?
Extremely.
Yeah.
But you break it down, they originally, I feel like this is uncharted territory right now, outside of what they did with the Dissidia games, which is literally the Warriors of Darkness versus the Warriors of Light and Chaos. So, you know, a lot of this is ultimately going to be some unknown territory. It's interesting. It's cringy. Holy shit, that was cringy. But ultimately, I think it's going to be really awesome to see. Okay, Paulie. I appreciate you, buddy. Thanks for ruining it. Okay, so I'll say this real quick, and I'll get more into it at the end. This will be the last stream or consistent stream that I do on Twitch for a while, y'all. Um, it's I'm switching platforms for the most part just because I can't get up and stream every day anymore. You know, I work way too much. My schedule's way too inconsistent. And with all the recent events going on Twitch, with the monetization, some other things, it is proven that I'm still small enough of a platform to switch. It will not be too detrimental to me as of right now. But I will be on here sometimes. Like maybe every once in a while I'll get on and do something with someone in the next gen, or maybe even every once in a while I'll do an exclusive Twitch only exclusive podcast. Say we're doing something big for one, something along those lines. But most of the podcasts from here on out will be held on YouTube. Most of my streams will be on YouTube, and kind of trying to focus a lot of my stuff on YouTube. So for those of you who are not following me on YouTube yet, or subbed on YouTube yet, there's a link there. Just so you guys have it. But I'll still try to be as active and blah 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 blah. On to what I was saying. I'm excited to see them explore this territory, but I'm also nervous because chaos is an entity. Same with light in this game. That all of this is just good guys, bad guys, and there are gods who are represented by them. You're good, Polly. And it'll be really interesting to see. Some other interesting things to see is what we've been seeing in E3, which
nice seg.
Lord is gonna strike me down. The God Almighty, the gamer gods are gonna kill me for this. There's not shit worth being excited about.
I agree.
Like, oh, hold on. Wow, I'm being interrupted.
Oh no.
Sorry, my little sister just called me. I declined it, but um,
I think the only trailer that I've seen that has actually gotten my attention was The Outer Worlds 2.
Outer Worlds 2 looks interesting. No, actually, no. Elden Ring got my attention.
I'm not big on the what's it called, that
Souls-like?
type of game, the Souls likes. Yeah,
I played through the Outer Worlds. I haven't played the DLC, but I enjoyed the Outer Worlds. It's not the best game out there. It was worth a playthrough for me. That's about
right,
it.
right.
You know, it was good. Outer Worlds 2 looks gorgeous. You know, it's very promising. It does look good, but outside of that, I mean, we're getting another Diablo 2 remaster, another one, which is stupid. Like they keep re-announcing it, and it's like this is old news. And then Halo Infinite's coming. It's supposed to have been coming for the past 2 years. Come on, how many times are you going to delay it? And you know, we got another obligatory Mario game, another obligatory Legend of Zelda game. You know, we're Battlefield. Battlefield looks interesting, but not promising. Like it looks cool. They did a lot of homages in their trailer, and that's fine and dandy. But there's just not a lot to be excited about.
Yeah,
Just
I mean the tornado looks interesting.
having a new stage hazard is interesting, but
Yeah,
this isn't
the
Smash
stage
Bros.
hazards, but yeah, exactly.
This isn't a battle royale. This is Battlefield.
Yeah,
Come on.
and there's no single player campaign, so I mean already
That I understand because of the amount of content in the multiplayer itself. That is excusable. Like if you're gonna do that, put a shit ton of content in the vanilla game. If you're not gonna have a campaign, it's the issue that Call of Duty Black Ops 3 had, or Black Ops 4. I can't remember, but no, it'd be Black Ops 4. It is Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 had that issue. They had a huge issue with the fact that there was no campaign and the multiplayer was lackluster at best. You know, I would have been excited to see Ghosts 2. Give me all the Zelda. Just keep remaking it and I keep paying for it. I'm part of the problem. I know. No, I'm part of the problem too. I eat that shit up.
Yeah, dude, Zelda's amazing.
It is one of the best game series of all time, and you are never going to convince me otherwise of that. Because it's the classical hero's journey. Every time.
It really is.
And they execute it perfectly, and they always add a little bit of spice. You know, they Salt Bay that shit, and it's great. You know, the other thing that we see that I thought was really interesting that's come out of this E3 though is that you really do see that these game developers are desperate, and we all know Wind Waker's the best one. Get the fuck out. I'm joking. I'm joking. Wind Waker could be regarded as one of the best games. It has an amazing art style, even though it was a little weird, and had interesting game mechanics. A lot of people loved Wind Waker. Me personally, Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time are my two favorites. Like, I love the Twilight Princess timeline, which includes 4 swords and all that. Amazing. But if we have to go by best games, like objectively, A Link to the Past is still the best Legend of Zelda game.
Link to the Past, that is my favorite.
It's a lot of people's favorite, and for good reason. It has not held up the test of time, in my opinion. It hasn't. But if we're going to talk about impact, importance in the gaming world of it, and general storytelling in the grand scheme of things, it is one of the best. It's the timeline in which Link died. A Link to the Past is a nightmare scenario. Or he didn't die, but he failed.
He failed, yeah.
He failed. He didn't die, but he failed. And it actually shows what the world is like when the hero doesn't succeed. And it's an interesting, like, it holds a lot of interest into it, in my opinion. What was another major showcase at E3? Why am I blanking? Because I feel like there's one I'm really missing though. That was big.
Let's see here.
Because I know Ragnarok hasn't been showcased yet.
Yeah.
It needs to be though. I eat God of War up.
Not so much big, but the Final Fantasy Pixel Perfect Collection. They're releasing On Steam and on mobile devices, they're releasing Final Fantasy 1 through 6 individually, pixel perfect as they were released on the NES and the SNES.
So, I forgot about something that was showcased.
Oh,
Tiny Tina's Wonderlands.
oh yeah.
Okay, I take back my original statement. Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Anyone who knows me knows that Borderlands is my favorite game series of all time. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I love it. I have owned Borderlands 2 on every generation thus far that I own. I cannot get enough of the game. And I loved Borderlands 3. I've already clocked over 800 hours into the game. Like, it's stupid. It's stupid how much I play Borderlands games. And Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon's Keep was the best DLC for Borderlands 2. And they're making it a full-fledged game, basically. It's going to be a D&D themed Borderlands campaign. Holy shit. It's going to be awesome. I own 4 copies. Bitch. I'm just joking. I own 4.
And it's got some serious heavyweight Hollywood voices in it too.
Oh yeah. So the voice acting is going to be good. It's just how are they going to execute these characters well? And it's going to be a breath of fresh air from the stagnation we got in Borderlands 3. I hate to say it, but as a fan, I have to be critical in the areas that it failed. It kind of just felt like they rolled it on out with they're setting up for something else. I'm going to hold firm that they're setting up for something else in a fourth Borderlands Borderlands 4 title. That I think they're going to be setting up for something really big. And speaking of really big, can we please address the problem that is Halo, Call of Duty, and Battlefield real quick? I feel like these series should die out completely and totally. We keep just getting the same shit over and over. And I'm tired of it.
It's the same game, you're saying?
Yeah, it's the same game. I know we have talked about Borderlands 3 before, but I'll say again, I like Borderlands 3 for what it was. No, it was amazing. It was great. As its own thing, it's amazing. It just didn't stand up to Borderlands 2. It just didn't. Not the same impact. But it in its own right, if you take it out of the series, the game is amazing. And for a lot of people, this was their first Borderlands game, and they fell in love with it. They've seen a lot of really diehard fans for the game already.
So,
and it hasn't even been out for that long.
Yeah. So with the whole Battlefield, Call of Duty, Halo thing, I think we're kind of skirting into the same problem that we get with in sports games like Madden and NBA Live and whatnot. It's
Like
the
2K
same
and whatnot.
thing. NBA 2K, yeah. Live died out a while ago, didn't it?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been an age. But yeah, it's essentially the same game with different rosters and stuff like that. But you gotta have innovation, and you gotta have something new and exciting every year.
Yeah.
And you can't just pump out the same crap every year and expect people to buy it, but you kind of do, and people still do because it's got the name recognition, and that's the sad part.
I mean, I don't know who here has played Halo 5. It was shit. It was bad. It was not a good Halo game. The multiplayer, from what I heard, was pretty standard, but if you're like me, you didn't play Halo because you liked the multiplayer. Halo had such an interesting and in-depth story, and they just won't let it die. It should have ended at Borderlands. Halo.
Yeah.
Halo 3. Should have ended at Halo 3. Honestly, the last good game, in my opinion, in that series was Reach. I hate to say it, but unless Infinite is an absolute home run, it will be the last Halo I'll pre-order / buy day one. Honestly, I don't give enough of a fuck about it. like they're doing what Call of Duty did with a battle royale. When they're like, oh, people are losing interest, let's make a battle royale version. Fuck out of here. What are you doing? That's already dominated by Apex Legends and Fortnite. Get the fuck out. You're not going to compete. That's not going to make you interesting. I still say ODST was really good. No, I'm talking Halo 3 and Reach. ODST came out between then. ODST was good. It was really good. And it was that's what we're talking about there. It was fresh. You were not playing a Spartan, you were playing as an ODST. You're not a badass superhuman. You could be easily killed. And they really nailed that environment that every single one of these, even a grunt, can run your shit. And that's what made the game special. You know, it was
It was the same cookie cutter bullshit.
it wasn't. And, like, as much as I hate to say it, at least games like Fortnite are still churning out new content. Albeit Epic Games has a huge issue with plagiarism. But, I know I play their games. I play Rocket League. And I just got a free game. So you know what? Thank you, Big Daddy Epic Games, for Control. The game has been fun so far. I will say Halo 5 tried really hard with the PvE mode, but it just wasn't. They're not doing enough. But they're like, we cannot give up our mainstay yet. We cannot give up on it. And they need to, because they're just hurting themselves. I mean, they barely survived the Xbox One launch. They barely survived it. That was bad. PS4 dominated the market last gen. PlayStation 5 is dominating right now again too. Like, if you get a game for an Xbox for their exclusives, at least to make them good. And there are a couple really good looking exclusives coming out. But
there are.
They are going to hit what I call the Rise, Son of Rome fallacy. It looks amazing and beautiful, and amazing concept. Terrible execution. Like, it happens a lot. We see it happen so often with so many beautiful games. Like, it's what happens. And
looks amazing, plays like crap.
Yeah, it's a shiny turd. Like Cyberpunk. Gorgeous game. Oh my god, I can't get enough of Night City and its view. Like, it's amazing. But Rise was beautiful, and that's about it. Yeah, precisely. Like, I look at Assassin's Creed. They have been changing it up so well lately that, honestly, I don't shit on the series anymore. I'm like, okay. All right. We're not just getting a bunch of fucking Italian assholes killing each other. Now we got the Greeks, we got Romans, we got Nordic, Nords. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Valhalla was cool. I didn't play it. I watched my friends play it. It was dope. I love it. It's a little bit pandering to me, considering how everyone's getting obsessed with Norse mythology, but I'm an Italian asshole, so am I. Like,
so am I, yeah.
I mean, I'm minus a couple, like, minus a solid, like, 20%. I'm mostly white. So don't worry about it.
I'm a full 50% Italian. My one of my family names is Glorioso. So.
Tony, what are you doing? But, ultimately, right, when you break it down, you have to change it up. And at E3, we're just seeing a lot of the same shit being churned out over the past couple of years. Now, granted, I'll give it this. We are in that awkward in between generations phase, where the full reality of what we can do with our new gen and what can we do for the last gen, we're still in that awkward phase. I'm completely full-blooded 50% Italian. But, we see that is a problem. I'm going to turn my fan on because it's already getting hot in here and I don't like that. All right, cool.
Yeah.
And we run into that issue way too often, honestly. And I want to see something fresh. I want something new. I want something that, like, shocks me as much as Hollow Knight did.
Yeah.
I really need a game that's not maybe new or novel, but something that is fresh in concept. I need that so bad. Over the past 2 years, I've talked to you plenty about this offline, Angie. I'm disappointed. I went back. Listen here, assholes. I went back to fucking League of Legends. That's how bored I am.
Yep.
That's how fucking bored I am. Like, DBD only does so much for me. Like, Apex is in a bad state right now. I went back to League of Legends. Now, League is one of those games that if you love the game, you never stop loving it. You just stop loving it. You just don't want it at that time. It's kind of like that crazy ex-girlfriend or crazy ex-wife. You know, you love her, but I don't want her around right now. When I get lonely, yeah, I'll hit it up. But I'll hit them up, but come on.
Oh my god.
I said them or hit it up, and I was like, that's a bad wording. That is let's not do that one. But you know, that's how League is for me. But the fact that like I felt the need to go back to League of Legends for some fresh content or fresh, you know, feeling. Come on, game developers, can we get something that is big and new? Now, I will take a lot of what's come out. I'll take Elden Ring. That looks good. That looks really good, but I want something novel. I want something to I want to look at games and just be like, yes, now, I need you now. You know, I need that, and I'm not getting that anymore. I just every single time I think I've got that, I've been wildly disappointed. Like I used to love CD Projekt Red until I learned that they were transphobic and homophobic and racist and underhanded and don't pay their workers enough, and like we're probably not going to get a God of War Ragnarok because of that, because if they were the original. Oh, hey, Arianda, thank you for the follow. Welcome to... Actually, I can't do that anymore. Wow. Welcome to the community. And I'll explain why at the end of stream, why I can't do the ranks of prestigious players anymore. Damn it. I'm kind of sad now.
Aw.
But welcome to the community. I hope you like it here. Hope you're enjoying our conversation. But, you know, we take a look at a lot of the new games, and they're just shiny turds. A lot of them are. Black Ops was amazing for the first week. Then I got bored because it didn't feel new or fresh or innovative, you know? And this is coming from someone that grew up on FPS. That was all I used to play. So, you know, when I play an FPS, like Doom 2015 really got my attention. And I love it. I actually regard it as one of the best games of the generation. Like my top games of the generation are God of War 4, the continuation on PS4, The Witcher 3, and Doom 2015. Like that was those are the three for me. Like just because very few people came through and were like, that's a bad game. Like no, very few people fucking said that, if any. Like they were good. You know, and I don't play stuff like MMOs. I don't really I play MOBAs, but I play a MOBA. Let me correct myself. I play a MOBA.
Yeah.
Like
You play the MOBA.
I play the MOBA, which you really can't tell me that it is not the MOBA.
Right.
You cannot tell me it's not the MOBA. And you know, you break it down and keep saying that. I just noticed that we have to really be considerate to your not just one target audience. Like Thumb brought up a good point the other day during his stream that we're not the target anymore. Or Next, it was either Next or Thumb, I can't remember, but they're like, we're just not the target audience anymore. Anyone above the age of 20 is not the target audience. We're just not. Sad to say. I'm in that weird in between though, because I'm 23, but I'm not 30, right? So I'm in that in between to where I'm literally forgotten. I'm forgotten about what I want out of a game doesn't matter because you have certain developers who cater to the older generation of gamers, like Nintendo, and Nintendo, Koei, Kojima, you know, they cater to the older generation. And then you've got, you know, Activision, EA, Ubisoft, all of them cater to young ones. And then there's people like me, and I'm just like, what games are designed for people like me? Come on, tell me, give it to me.
I don't know. I think you're still in the you know, kind of the 18 to 25 area.
But the target audience, it's been admitted lately that the target audience is anyone 18 or is like 16 it's 13 to 17 years old or something like that. Like that's their target demographic right now for a lot of these big companies. You having trouble there, Polly?
See, that confused me a little because I am Sam.
Yeah, I know my fiance's name is Samantha. But you know, ultimately, it doesn't feel like games are really have any soul in them anymore. Like there's no heart, there's no effort. It's really, really lame. It's lazy, and I'm not okay with it anymore. I'm waiting for Silk Song. That's the only game that I'm gonna get the second it drops.
And
That's not true.
that's the sequel to Hollow Knight.
Yep,
Yes.
and we don't know when we're getting that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not important. Um, and at the end of the day, that's okay. The fact that I at this point I very much choose to be a gamer. You know, it's not who I am. It's what I choose to do to unwind and relax, and maybe one
Hmm.
day I'll become famous for it. Who knows? I hope not. I actually mean that legitimately. I want
Yeah.
to just
Same.
make enough to take care of myself, but if I'm famous, I'm famous. I can't really, change that. And it's again, I'm on League of Legends. League of Legends, y'all. And the best thing they've got
Hmm.
right now is the championship series. That we're in week 2 right now, and it's been good. But I'm actually gonna hand off over to my co-host for a moment before we go talk about competitive scene because there's a
Oh yeah.
lot going on right now. Um, so what are we talking about for your segment there, sir?
Um, Actually, I just wanted to talk a little bit about kind of what you might have wanted to get out of streaming, because that just popped into my head. Because I when I started streaming, and I do stream occasionally on Twitch under Way Too Late TV. I uh I basically just wanted to do it for friends, just because I did it, and I had some friends that either watched the stream or watched it when I put it up on YouTube, and fell asleep to my voice.
Way too
Because
soothing.
I kind of have one of those voice. Yeah. And that led me to do Way Too Soothing, which is a ASMR light thing where I read stories. I'm going through Anne of Green Gables right now, and I read it in this kind of voice. And I just finished chapter 10 of Anne of Green Gables, Anne's Apology, earlier today. But yeah, and I just wanted to do it for friends. And now I've got like over 100 followers, and 60 some odd subscribers on YouTube. And it's grown into something that unfortunately I can't monetize because of how disability works in this damn country of ours. But it's something that I'm enjoying. And while I can't do it as much as I want, it's just something that I I get a thrill out of, and I can't do it as much as I want because of the disability and everything. But it's just something that I really do get a lot out of. And whether it's being on the air and talking to people in the chat, or just doing videos for YouTube, or editing stuff for friends like you, or Nex, or Pound, or Soul, or whoever. um it's rewarding. And I've kind of missed rewarding things over the last, like, maybe 10 years. So,
You know, when you say that, like, it's completely understandable. It gives you this sense of purpose and joy.
exactly.
It brings purpose. Me personally, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I wanted to stream because I wanted to make money because I thought I was really good at games. And then I met Nex, and I met you, and I met Soul, and I met so many amazing people that just wanted to hang out. That's what we do. You know,
That's what we do. Yeah.
it's what I do. Like, I'm not coming to stream anymore. I mean, you guys want to give me money, go ahead. But I'll be real with you guys. With the job I have right now, I make money. And if I play my cards right, I'll be able to retire by 40. You know, like, I stream and make YouTube videos because I think it's fun now. Now it's kind of fun to do and be just a wacky, goofy, stupid person online. I'll give you money to get a haircut. No, I like my long hair. Um,
You keep
and
pushing that button, and it's not going to work.
ban. But ultimately, it's a lot of fun for me now. It's a lot of just fun. I get to hang out with my friends. I have an excuse, and you know, outside of the weird form of harassments that you go through as a content creator, I'm not really bothered by a whole lot of it anymore. You know, it's I don't know how else to put outside of y'all are just fucking weird sometimes. And I don't mean you as in the viewers. I mean you as the internet. You know, like people bugging you to get a haircut. No, that right there is fine. I'm talking about things people are doing on purpose that they know makes me uncomfortable. Maybe not upset, but just kind of like, what the fuck kind of question is that? Or what the hell's wrong with you? You know, it's stuff like that. And you know, you gotta, and ultimately, you gotta have thick skin if you want to do this. You have to not let random assholes on the internet get to you. And once I learned that, this has been fun. It's just been nothing but fun. Like, I don't do this podcast for any other purpose outside of let's just chat. We have these long conversations anyways. Let's get other people in on it who may not have Discord or who may not care to chat with us over a microphone or a phone. Like, let's give this opportunity and open it up. Like, that's what it is. And I don't know how else to put it outside of I'm just grateful for the community that I've met and the communities that I've been involved in. It's fun. I know I'm not the most appetizing guy. I can be a little inappropriate. I can be kind of weird, but I try my best. I do my best not to be that way, and I try not to make people think, "Oh, that guy's fucking weird." But I am weird. I'm socially awkward. I was that kid growing up that would just huddle in a corner and listen to his music or play his phone games or play on a Game Boy or something. Like I was that kid. And so this is a really good social outlet for me because outside of here most people could fuck off. Outside of being online, because in reality a lot of you people don't know me. You don't know where I live, and even if you do, y'all ain't gonna do shit to me. Like, the information you guys have on me is never gonna hurt me because I'm a personality and you guys will never know if this is actually me or not. And that brings me comfort, ultimately. So yeah, maybe that's what it is for me. It's a comfort thing. It's I can express parts of myself in a safe manner. Because I don't believe I'll ever become big, popular like Shroud, XQC, or anyone like that. I'm not gonna have thousands upon thousands of viewers. I'm just me. I'm just gonna be hanging out here. And for the 5 people that like to hang out with me too, you know.
Yep.
And that's really it's nice.
All right.
Yeah, it's just nice.
So segging from that into the little bit that I did want to go over. Free-to-play games, most specifically free-to-play MMOs. Sometimes they're pretty okay with their restrictions and everything, but sometimes you get games like SWOTOR, Star Wars: The Old Republic. And SWOTOR is what we like to call nag to play, where the free-to-play portion of the game, if you haven't spent any money on like a subscription or on the cash shop, is more like a demo than an actual can actually play the game with any kind of impunity whatsoever. So I went through and I looked up some of the most heinous restrictions for SWOTOR's free to play kind of demo. The number one thing, um, is the credit cap. Credits are obviously the currency in the game. Credit cap after 200,000 credits, which is just chump change, really. Every credit you earn is put into escrow, and you can't get it out unless you spend real world money to buy an escrow unescrower. So you need to continue buying unescrowers to continue getting your money out. Um, so yeah, that's just ridiculous. You're locked out of the best armor in the game. You're locked out of all end game activities because you're locked out to level 50, and you don't get any of the expansions, access to any of the expansions. You can't trade with other players. You can't mail items. You can't get inventory expansion past 3 lines. You can't quick travel easily. You can't revive in place. You have to revive at certain places on the map. Your quick bars or action bars are locked at 3 to 4. You get 1 crafting skill instead of 3 that subscribers get. You are completely locked out of ranked PvP. You don't get any gear via PvP at all. No operations or 8-person dungeons at all. Those are subscription only. You only get 2 character slots to start. You get a few matches a week of on-rail space shooter. Strongholds and housing is mostly out of reach for free-to-play players due to credit cap and crafting caps. And there are some chat restrictions. Now, most of this stuff can be bypassed with an unlock with real world money. If you spend $5 or more in real world money on the Cartel Coin Shop, which is the cash shop, you become preferred status, which is you get a whole bunch of unlocks and stuff like that. Or you can subscribe for 1 month and you get all the expansions currently available forever. And you also get, I believe, 500 cartel coins, which are, currency that you buy with real world money to spend on the cartel shop. And yeah, all the benefits of a subscription for that 1 month. But it's and I'm just noticing Sith. Yeah, free to play is made well when you go to preferred status. Warzone free to play can be bypassed as well. If you queue with a sub, it'll queue you as well even after you hit your cap. Yes. Basically, it's
That's
best.
dumb.
It's best if you spend that $5. But if you don't have if you're just playing it to play, and don't really have the cash, or don't have like a credit card or something like that, then it's a bit prohibitive.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of ridiculous how bad their free to play is. But I do understand the jump between free to play and
Jesus.
preferred.
You know, and that's the big problem I have with MMOs ultimately. Like,
You do have to understand though that this is an edge case.
I know. I'm not talking about the big issue. Like the ones that are the biggest issues. It's just that in general, I don't like games that they're marketed as free to play when they're really not. Like they're free to play the base. They're free to play the first 20 levels. They're free to play until we decide we want your money.
Right.
which is a problem that we see nowadays. Now, battle like games like Apex Legends do it really well. Destiny is doing a fantastic job ever since, Ubisoft got kicked and it's now just 343 Studios. They're doing a fantastic job. Um, but when you look at SWOTOR, the free to play is bad, but the preferred status free to play I think is okay, and that's fine. I mean, again, it's $5, but at the same time, it's $5. Are you serious? Like, that's also the logic they want you to think with. Warframe does a great job. Warframe does an amazing job because
Warframe is one of the most ethically run free to
oh,
play games.
amazing. Okay, we'll give a lot of claps. Yeah, and we're not gonna give them a lot of clap, but we'll clap for them, because they do such a good job. All that is pay to play is faster. Yeah, just to get through the game faster. But why the fuck would you want to? Like, the missions are fun. The game is fantastic. It's fluid. Like, oh my god, it plays so beautifully. And I'm not a huge Warframe player, but when I watch other people play, I'm like, damn, that game looks good.
It really does. Yeah, Pound of Flesh plays a lot of Warframe.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
know Pound plays it,
a,
Soul plays it.
a lot of times I don't know what the hell's going on, but my god, it looks pretty.
I do like that SWOTOR isn't like WoW in the sense that you can still play even after you hit a certain level. That's
Right.
fine. That's fine. I think that is okay. But, when you have, basically they're like, "Oh, you could still level up, but you can't do shit with those levels." Like, it really hinders your gameplay. Either you have a subscription base or you're free to play with some non-restrictive microtransactions. I love the fact that cosmetic microtransactions are great. Warframe is also really highly optimized. You can get a great frame rate on a computer with a Dorito for a GPU. That too, yeah. I mean, I remember running Warframe on my buddy's PC that had like a 970 or not 870. My old GPU, not the Sapphire, not the overclock, the baseline 870. Garbage. It's garbage. And another really important big thing we have to remember, though, is that companies are greedy. I don't know why SWOTOR got to the point it did, but they really just didn't care.
SWOTOR's production cost at the very beginning was enormous, just monumental.
It was the biggest at the time, right?
It was by far, and the subs coming in were not making up for the production costs. So basically, what they had to do was they had to go free to play, and they had to put in a cash shop, and they got a lot more players, and they got a lot of uh they got a lot of cash coming in through the cash shop, and it made up for it.
And here's a really cool thing that I think I would love to see when it comes to maybe a revamp for the game or something like that, I would really love to see them to up that subscription base, because it's Star Wars. People are going to get it, they're going to get that. They're going to, what is it? I would be willing to pay $15 a month if I was a long-time player who played a lot of the game. $15 a month for an insane, for the amount of content that is in SWOTOR. Like, come on. You could justify the subscription base. Maybe find that right price mark, or do sales constantly. Like, oh, it's 30% off right now. You could do something like that, because Steam, look at what Steam does with games. They're like, oh, this game isn't selling well right now. Time for a sale.
Yeah.
Like,
and I mean, SWOTOR wasn't on Steam until about maybe a year ago.
It would be nice to see SWOTOR do things right.
Yeah.
Because in the concept, it's amazing. I mean, you know how many Star Wars nerds are out there, me included. Like, I could tell you so many crazy things that has happened in the Star Wars universe. I could go on for hours. I could go on for hours about how powerful, like, Legends Luke Skywalker is, or how Ben Solo is one of the baddest motherfuckers ever existed. you know, or I could talk about canon and, you know, what we see with the commandos, how the commandos were immune to Order 66. They didn't have inhibitor chips because they were truly independent. They were trained by Jango Fett himself. Like, they're so cool. I could talk about Star Wars for so long. And it's not even spoiler stuff because the stuff's been out for years, you know? Watch The Bad Batch, guys. Watch it. It's good. All right, now Disney, where's my sponsorship? Because I just advertised for you. Oh, SWOTOR is not only as big as they could be because they don't know how to pump out. Yeah, they just don't. It's because they don't care about it. They just don't care about it anymore. They don't realize the cash cow that is SWOTOR.
No, it's just they don't have the person power behind the game anymore.
Okay. I mean that could be a symptom of not caring. I don't want to be disruptive, Monster Segue, but have you guys played KOTOR 1 or 2? I have.
I have not. And Preston was getting on my ass about that a little bit the other day.
You need to play the games,
y'all. I do.
They're so good. They're so good, and KOTOR 1 was phenomenal for its time. Yeah, it hasn't really held up the test of time, honestly. Not at all. But in concept, they're amazing games. Maybe even remake them, you know? I would love to see that. I would spend so much money to get KOTOR 1 and 2 again. Oh. But I heard rumors of a Knights of the Old Republic 3. Heard rumors, nothing more.
Well, those have been swirling around for a while.
I know. It's like Half-Life 3. Oh, you know they got our asses with Half-Life Alex. They got our asses with that. I would absolutely
it's so
put down
good
for
though.
Right. All right, Ari. You understand how much money I need to understand. If they said this is $100 bundle right here, I would pay them $150. Like that's how badly I want them.
By the way, Arianda, she is one of the co-mods on Pound of Flesh's stream with me.
Oh, hi, welcome. Nice to see you over here.
She is a very, very cool person.
And again, like I said, a big thing for me is a lot of FPS and some MOBA. Like those are kind of at this point. I mean, Metroidvanias are a big thing for me, but I don't play them religiously, so I can't really say they're kind of what I'm about. But I do enjoy them very much so. Just not. What was it? I think it was like Blood Gift or something like that. One of the most
Stained.
Bloodstained. Yeah, didn't enjoy
coming out
it
for that.
There is. Nice.
Yeah, it's in the early stages of planning, but it is confirmed.
Good, because it wasn't a bad game, and it definitely deserves a sequel, just because it really does feel like Castlevania. Yeah, which have you seen?
So I mean,
have you seen the anime yet on Netflix?
Castlevania anime?
Yeah.
No, but I have it on my list.
So good. It's on my list too. I think I'm gonna start it after I catch up on My Hero Academia. Okay. But you know, ultimately, SWOTOR is the worst example we have for this stuff. You know, and I would love to see it done justice because it's not a bad game. It's just not.
Yeah, the storyline, especially after actually no, the storyline for the 8 classes, the 1 to 50 storyline is just amazing, especially the Imperial Agent storyline. If you have not played the Imperial Agent storyline, drop everything and play it 1 to 50. It is amazing. Some of the best writing I've seen in an MMO.
You know, if we're gonna talk about like writing interest for tours story, but until I hit the post 50 content, I love the you know, I hear a lot of that. Sadly. That it's just we get a lot of the out of after
Rise of the Hutt Cartel was garbage.
You know, I played Albion Online, which is a sandbox MMO. It's good. I fell off because my friends stopped playing, and there's some falling outs with friend groups, but it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend Albion. It does have a little bit of nag to play to it, but it's not bad. I think it's like a $5 subscription. if you really want it, but you don't need it. You just got a little bit more grinding to do. Post 50 best thing that came was DF and DP, only that. I wouldn't know. I don't play it.
McKeb can get Alderaan.
And here's something that I think was really cool. You know, I keep saying stuff about, you know, playing MOBAs, and we see a lot of MOBAs try to be MOBAs, but they end up with the, you know, pay to play stuff, which is a
Right.
problem. You know, like MMOs are not the only ones guilty of nag to play. In fact, one of the worst examples of nag to play that we see are games like Overwatch,
Oh my.
because people don't realize that different skins have different hitboxes.
Oh my.
They fall into that category, and I didn't believe it until I started watching my friends play, and then I played, and I was like, I have to spend money to get skins that give me a slight advantage. Now, League of Legends has some skins that are harder to see, right? Like their skill shots are harder to see and stuff like that, but nothing to that degree. And Overwatch is bad. Overwatch is bad. It's a bad game, and people only like it because of people like Seagull. Which, if people don't know who Seagull is, I highly recommend to him. He's a jaded asshole just like I am, and I love it. But, you know, I think Overwatch is probably one of the best games of the past generation. They don't do shit. Like, again, everyone knows I'm highly critical of Blizzard right now just because they are not giving the people, they're not giving the people what they want. We wanted another Diablo game. We didn't want the fucking phone game. We don't want a Diablo 2 remaster. We want Diablo 4, so finish it already. But 2, they made an Overwatch 2 that is story-based. Why not do what League does? Why not do what Dota did? Why not do what any other MOBA does and release lore through their characters? Maybe make a movie or two. I want a Warcraft 4 and not... I understand why people liked Warcraft. I think it has more nostalgia factor than anything else. Same with StarCraft. I would love to see another StarCraft, but I think it's going to fall more into the nostalgia factor than anything else. I mean, I have StarCraft 2, which I think is actually a lot better than the first StarCraft. Shoot me.
I stink out loud at RTS games, so I've never
me
gotten
too.
into any
I'm
of them.
not good at RTS, but the third StarCraft 2 game really fell short. It was clear they stopped caring. They really did. I mean, I really liked Wings of Liberty, if I remember correctly. I think that was RTS was my gateway drug to gaming. Honestly, you know what mine was? Was Diddy Kong Racing. I played Diddy Kong Racing before anything else, and I was like, this is cool. Wings of Liberty was just so good. It was so dope. It was cool. The cinematics were amazing. The story, and because like we didn't see a whole lot of like love to the Terrans, you know. We didn't see them like, yeah, they're like basically the good, like the main good guys. They're next to the Protoss, but we didn't see a whole lot of stuff devoted to them. And then Wings of Liberty gave us all we wanted was badass space marines. But that was also during the time of the 50K resurgence. I still go back and play Wings of Liberty. It's just that good. I wish I had it. My uncle had it, and that's how I played it.
I thought it was StarCraft 2 was free.
It is now.
Yeah.
Wings of Liberty was an expansion.
Oh, okay. I see.
I don't know if it's free. I haven't gone that far yet. Speaking of free though, you know what you guys could have been doing instead of watching that disappointing ass E3 was watching the League competitive scene this weekend.
Oh yeah.
Because we have seen some insane matches. Now, everyone knows who Cloud9 and TSM is because they're some of the biggest gaming teams in the world. Team Solo Mid and Cloud9 are huge. And in League of Legends especially, they're really big. They're like titans, just like Fnatic and SKT. Okay, so I did not expect Dignitas to come through like they did yesterday and the day before and just clean up shop. Like that,
Oh.
both victories they had were so decisive, and I think both wins were based off of a bad Baron play. Like
A new challenger appears.
they would put they would put their enemy team in a situation where they have to get Baron or else they will lose, right? And then after they have forced that situation, they swoop in and wipe them and end the game. It's
I
so
see.
decisive, and I watched it happen twice. I was like, no way. No way, because they're gonna put the enemy team in a bad position where they have to make a risky and desperate play. And they capitalize on it. Like, you
I
know how
see.
much it takes to put another pro team in a position like that? How hard it is to do that? It's not easy. There's a lot of push and pull in these games, and especially that they did that to TSM yesterday was insanity. Like, holy shit. We've also seen a lot of really good plays out of 100 Thieves, surprisingly. A relatively newer gaming group. They haven't
Yeah,
been
I've not
around.
heard of.
100 Thieves is actually they're really big. They're a EU team, and they're really big in Rogue Company. Along
Ah,
with
okay. Okay.
they're Rogue. They were I was first introduced to them in Rogue Company, and now that I see them in League, I'm kind of impressed. Like they're not the best by far. They're by far not even close to the best, but they have done an astounding job of keeping up. What's going on right now is we've got the LCS summer split, which is who's going to Worlds, who's going to make the cut to go to Worlds. What I'm terrified of is because we have seen a lot of Samsung teams take the win the last few years. We've seen, I think, over the past 5 years, we've seen 3 Samsung teams get into Worlds, which is terrifying. Um, you've got, I think you have Samsung Light and Samsung Galaxy or something like that, which nice names, guys, but you know, I'm really impressed because my team is SKT. SKT Telecom 1. That is my team. I'm in a clan on League or a little group that we are SKT L1 because we're not nearly as good. We take L's quite a bit. But to see these new teams come through with very few veterans and just kind of show everyone what's up, it's impressive. It's really impressive, and I have to say kudos to a lot of the teams this year because I mean, yeah, COVID. A lot of people couldn't travel, so a lot of their tournaments and stuff were done at home, and they had all this time to practice. So you really like you go into each of these games, you really do not know who's going to take home that win. You really don't, not until the last 2 minutes. There's
Wow.
no like, in my opinion at least, you don't really get to see who's really the better team here until the end, which is rather
Yeah, and
impressive.
that's how you want it to be with spectating things.
It's crazy. Like, you know, you would go through and you would watch SKT, especially if they had Faker on their team. If Faker was playing with them. When Faker was in his prime, nobody was as good as him. If you were up against Faker, run. Don't try to take him. Only an entire team can kill him. Was
Oh
basically how
wow.
he was renowned because of his macros were insane. How dexterous his hands were and how quickly he could pull out plays, combos. Like he was known for his Rise and Riven. And Rise specifically, back when he basically has like 5 different combos he can do. I swear. He's crazy. He's a really good mid laner. And he's never really the strongest, but he's good and he's a force to be reckoned with every time, especially in the hands of Faker. And and then we see all these. He basically is like getting past Faker is a rite of passage. If you can beat SKT when Faker's on that team, you're good. You're good at the game. Hell, you may be one of the best. And I mean, that's just my opinion. I don't know if he's in it this year. I can actually look that up right now. Yeah, actually, Yeah, he's back. He took
He's
a couple
back.
year break. He is back, so we might get to see SKT in the World Finals again.
There you go.
Dude, they held the record for 5 years. They were
Wow.
I think they were winners for 5 years in a row. That never happens. It never happens. But
That's impressive.
it really is. And I'm actually really proud to like be a part of the league community. As toxic as it is, we see some of the best the best video game players ever, you know, star in these competitions. And League is one of the biggest games out there. Like, what was it? You go you go to any convention ever. It doesn't matter if it's anime, if it's gaming, if it could even be like Harry Potter. You will always see someone with a Teemo plushie or a Teemo hat on. You will see them. They're everywhere. Like his fucking mushrooms. God damn, I hate Teemo. That furry little bastard. And that's the impact. I mean, it has such a cultural impact too. Like you have pop music, popular pop music from around the world referencing League of Legends. Like
Yeah.
that's big. And LCS this year is it's so good. Honestly, honestly, I'm going to just drop a link real quick. If you guys are at all interested in just watching pros play games well, follow that link. Like do it. No questions asked, just fucking do it. It's amazing. They're all so good. Now, the current match is going on right now, and I'm not going to pull it up just for fear of getting banned. We have got 100 Thieves versus EG. So the mid laner for 100 is Closer, and then over on EG's team, they have Sven Eriksson, or I can't pronounce his name. I cannot, so I'm sorry. But he is actually referred to as one of the only mid laners that could take on Faker and win a lane against Faker. So watching this match has been really interesting, considering that 100 Thieves is ahead by 4 kills and 4,000 gold, which for those of you who don't play League, that's a huge lead. That is a huge lead after 23 minutes in a game. This game is basically one bad play away from a loss. Followed? Good. Good. They show all the competitive stuff. Like they're not unmonetized, they don't take subs, they're just a community page, and they're just really, really good. They have full coverage of the LCS. It's amazing. Right now, I believe we have a lot of EU teams and NA teams going on, taking each other on right now, and EU looks like they're taking home the cultural win this time because it's bad. Rough. Oh, that's all rough. But honestly, I would not be surprised if we saw we're seeing less and less NA teams come through to Worlds. I don't know why it is, but we're seeing less and like they're falling off again. And they go through these waves, but it's weird. And, I wish I was, I had more knowledge and was able to react fast enough to cast these. That would be awesome. If I could go to if I could cast some League of Legends gameplay, oh my god, I would cry if I got the offer. I would take it up immediately. I would clear my schedule no matter what it is. Basically, like this is a huge that would be career changing for me. Why are my headphones dying?
I don't know.
Oh, they're not dying. They just turned off. Hold up. Yeah, they just turned themselves off. I don't know why.
So
yeah, that was cool. I just heard boo doo doo and then nothing. Just
So can you hear me okay right now?
I can hear you fine. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, back in college, I used to actually do play-by-play and color commentary for college sports.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that one point in time.
Yeah. So that was on television. So that was television and radio. Now that I think about it.
Nice.
So that was a lot of fun. that was actually what I initially wanted to go to college for, because Chick Hearn, legendary Lakers broadcaster, was my broadcast idol, and he did what I wanted to do, and I didn't actually get to do what he did professionally, but I I I got to do some of what he did in college, and that scratched the itch.
You know what itch I've been having again lately, and I can't avoid it anytime I start playing League again?
What's that?
I want to get back into the competitive scene. For those of you who don't know,
Oh,
I was one of the best junglers in my region. That wasn't pro. Now,
very
did I play ranked at that time? Fuck no, because I hated every single moment of it. Because being a jungler at the tier that I was in, no. Now I know a lot more about the game, so I kind of want to see if I can get back into competitive, but it takes a lot of devotion to the game, which I don't have that time. No offense to anyone that, just is like following their dream of being a pro league player, but I don't have that kind of time to waste. I don't live at home. I don't live with my mom or dad. My parents don't pay for shit for me. So, I'd have no avenue to do it outside of being homeless. um which sucks cuz I'd love to be a pro player again, or try to be pro again.
yeah. You've got the job, you've got the fiance, you've got the living
Yeah.
situation with roommates and everything, and
So I have a responsibility to those around me, that if I could pull, no offense to my old roommate, if I could pull the shit my old roommate did, I would. If I could afford it, I fucking would. No hate to you, Pat. I love you, but where's my money? That's a serious question. He's paying me back. um,
uh,
but ultimately, it's amazing to watch pros play games. I first
yeah.
never, because I'd be like, why would you watch sports? Why not just play it yourself? And then I started watching the LCS, and I'm like, oh, this is the shit. Like, these are dudes that are just the best around. Oh, hi,
Hi,
Kiwi. Hello, Kiwi. Um, and it's just it's insane. It is absolutely crazy, and I doing fantastic. Um, and actually, I actually think I'll segue into the news
Okay.
since doing so fantastic. Um, so for those of you who don't know, I am actually switching over platforms. I'm moving to YouTube because I can afford to not be monetized for a little bit and just kind of do something just out of fun and passion instead of as something I would refer to as work. Streaming took a huge toll on my mental health, and trying to keep up with it made me feel like a shitty person. I'm slowly dying of hay fever over here. Pollen is high as fuck. Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yikes.
We got dogwood out here in Washington right now, and it's annoying as shit because it just flies everywhere. But I am sorry to hear that. And cotton. Cotton gets pretty annoying out here because it just. What's dogwood? It sucks. If you have allergies, it would probably kill you.
Yeah.
A dogwood is like pollen on crack, because it's like cotton esque, but it's really poofy and it's really light. So when the wind blows, it like picks up and flies everywhere. It gets on everything. It sticks to your clothes. It itches really bad just because of all the little particulates in it. It's terrible. It's an invasive species. Ugh, I'm gonna have to play Sea of Thieves now. Yes, you will. I might have to get it too, honestly. But we're also rebranding. I felt that Pristine P didn't kind of. I'm not actually myself a whole lot, Basically, it's a death trap for people with allergies. It is. It's bad. Yeah, I saw that E3 released its new content for Sea of Thieves. It was cool. But I really didn't feel like Pristine P really fit what I wanted, and I thought to myself, well, what does work? You know. Also, I've subbed to your YouTube. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Excellent.
Make sure to catch up on any of the other podcasts you haven't seen. um, and it was really disappointing for me that I felt like I'd come so long under this identity, but it didn't feel right, and it never really felt right. I feel like I've talked to you about it before. I was like, I don't know if this really fits me. It was cool, it was a pun, but I haven't done much with it. That being said, what me and all my friends do, we kind of just hang out. We listen to music, we play games, we kind of bullshit, give each other crap, like we just have fun together. We vibe out. Thus, the change of the name of, once I have my icons, I have all this new stuff. I'll be, from now on, we will be Vibe Out TV, and we are going to be less. It will still be mostly me, but I will be hosting podcasts. I will be hosting a couple other things, and kind of making it kind of like we're just gonna hang out here. This is the chill zone. I have to have a couple other things, so you will not be seeing a whole lot of streaming for the next week or two, and it will be on YouTube mostly. So make sure, like I said, if you guys are not on my YouTube and you guys want to keep seeing more of what I do, oh wait, it's wrong command. You have to go over there because I will only be streaming special events on Twitch from here on out. Either advertisement or other things. I will not be on Twitch nearly as much. It'll be mostly YouTube content. That also being said, I appreciate everyone that has like hung out through all this at this weird time in my life where I'm trying to get my shit together. Because I was just making content for a year, so switching gears has been really difficult, especially getting back into the world and having to properly socialize with people that are just as jaded as I am in reality. But ultimately, that's really what I've got for today. Let me see if let me run through this one more time. Nothing exciting at E3 besides a handful of things, which is sad to say because E3 was hype. Always used to be so hype. But
yeah,
what can you do? We're at an odd stage in gaming right now. SWOTOR sucks with its nag to play.
Yep.
LCS you should all be watching when they're live because it's so cool. It is so cool. And then the rebrand and the switch to YouTube. Oh, I'm gonna have a YouTube video going live about 20 minutes after the end of podcast.
Yes.
Actually, I'm lying. It's gonna be right after podcast. I'm gonna upload it immediately, so make sure to go over there and check it out because it was fun.
And just letting everyone know, Sam, I'm Way Too Late TV. I'm still on Twitch and YouTube and everything. I am still at waytoolatetv.com. It's just Preston that is rebranding.
Oh, it's HTTP. Yeah. And
yes,
make sure to go to all of Sam's links and drop them a follow, sub, whatever the hell it is, the free stuff to where you can watch all their free stuff. Because makes amazing content is always a fun time hanging out. There will be also a restructuring of our podcast going forward, just because I want to fill these entire 3 hours with actual stuff. And I want to be able to do that for you guys, just because this will be an every other week type thing, just due to work and never being consistent. And you will always be able to figure out where we're at just because of our Twitters and my Discords, which I'm in Nexus Fire Pit, and I'm also in my Discord, which I believe most people here are already in. So feel free to message me with any questions, concerns, comments. And thank you for hanging out for the podcast today, y'all.
Thanks, everyone.
Unless you've got something else for today.
I'm good. Thanks
Alrighty.
thanks for joining us on the way on the
We got to make a bloopers. We got to make
with
a
those
bloopers.
XPs podcast. Yes. Oh, it's been one of those days. I didn't sleep last night, folks.
Yeah, you go get
It's
your
just
rest.
been one of those days. I will. I will.
All right, y'all. You guys have a wonderful
Have a
one.
wonderful Sunday.
Peace out.